In this video, I'll help you unlock the math skill parts of a circle. My secret is showing you two keys that break down the critical information on this skill. We're exploring the length workshop, where every measuring instrument unlocks a new math skill. We've already covered these foundational lessons, and now we're tackling parts of a circle. In this section, you will learn where this skill is used in the real world and why the circle is so important. Have you ever noticed how perfectly circular a Ferris wheel is? But what keeps it balanced? How do engineers know where to place each spoke? Or how long to make the arms? Or how far apart the seat should be? To design one, they need to understand every part of a circle. And that's exactly what we're learning today, the names and parts that make up this beautiful shape. Circles aren't just for Ferris wheels. Once you start looking for them, you'll see circles everywhere. Where have you seen circles in your everyday life? Some examples include wheels, clocks, coins, pizzas, and even ripples on water, and many more. But have you ever wondered why the circles are so common? Why do people choose the shape again and again throughout history? There are three key reasons circles are so special. Reason 1, functionality. Circles are in the shape of wheels. Wheels are round so they roll smoothly. That simple idea, a circular wheel, revolutionized travel and changed how humans moved forever. Reason 2, perfection. Every point on a circle is the exact same distance from the center. So if this distance is 5 centimeters here, it is also 5 centimeters here and here. That's actually the definition of a circle. All points are equal distance from the center. Reason 3, efficiency. If you had a fixed amount of material, say 16 meters of fencing, and you wanted to make a shape with the largest possible area inside, what shape would you pick? The circle wins every time. It gives you the maximum area for the same perimeter. That's why circles are everywhere. They're strong, balanced, and mathematically perfect. So since circles are so important, we're given every part of a circle a name. Now when we work with them, we'll be able to speak the same mathematical language. Let's explore what each of those parts are in our next key. In this section, you will learn the names of all the parts of a circle. The first and most important part of the circle is the center. This point defines the circle. Every other point on the circle is the same distance from the center. The total distance around the circle has a special name. Instead of calling it the perimeter, we call it the circumference. It's the curved boundary that encloses the circle. Now the distance from the center to any point on the circumference is called the radius. The radius is the key measurement that defines the size of the circle. If we draw a straight line that passes through the center and connects 2 points on the circumference, we call it the diameter. The diameter is made up of 2 radii, so it is always twice as long as the radius. Next we have the chord. A chord is any straight line that connects 2 points on the circumference. But unlike the diameter, it doesn't have to pass through the center. Every chord divides the circle into 2 curved parts along the circumference. Each curved part is called an arc. There are 2 arcs created, a smaller one called the minor arc, and a larger called the major arc. The chord also divides the interior of the circle into 2 regions. Each of these regions is called a segment. The smaller region is called the minor segment. The larger one is called the major segment. Let's look at another region of a circle, the sector. A sector is formed when 2 radii are drawn from the center and connect with an arc. It looks like a slice of pizza. We can also have a minor sector and a major sector, depending on the size of the arc. Next, if we draw a straight line that just touches the outside of a circle at a single point, that line is called a tangent. It doesn't cross into the circle, it simply touches it at the exact point. The word tangent, similar to the word tangible, which means to touch. Finally, if a line passes through the circle and touches it at 2 points, that line is called a secant. And that's all the key parts of a circle: the center, the circumference, radius, diameter, chord, arc, segment, sector, tangent, and secant. Each one is connected, and together they help us understand one of the most important and symmetrical shapes in all of mathematics, the circle. You now know all the key information on this concept. However, can you solve all exam style questions? Watch this next video to master questions easily.